Hmm. How are we doing, everybody? It's Craig, and I'm back. Not an unboxing, though. I'm back with something I haven't done in a bit, and I've been meaning to, and sadly, I've been motivated to do it now. I am back with a movie review, and it just is going to be spoilers. It has to be for me to sort of explain some of the things that I saw or didn't see. So, what's the movie? The Midnight Man. The Midnight Man. Here's the thing, though. There's a couple of Midnight Men came out recently, but didn't come out recently. Makes this movie came out recently, even though on IMDb it says 2016. It was billed to come out soon, and did. It's on video on demand now. This is the one with Rinche and Robert England, horror freaking icons, which is why I wanted to see it. I saw the preview. It looks solid, admittedly. You think of some things you've seen recently, like the Bye Bye Man. It's not the Bye Bye Man. Don't worry. Might be its only saving grace at the moment, where you tell yourself, well, it's not the Bye Bye Man, so okay. Premise is there's a game, and you play the game, and essentially the objective of the game is not to die. I don't understand why you'd want to play that game. I understand when people screw around with Ouija boards and want to talk the other side. I'm down with that. But, like, these ideas of there being a game and the only benefit is not to die, like, it didn't make sense to me in Knucklebones. Doesn't make sense to me here. But horror is what it is. Theoretically, you could say Dream Warriors attacking don't make sense either. But, suspension of disbelief. So it shows from the 50s, like kids are playing the game. And the one little girl was Lynn Shay, and then she was playing with her brother and a friend, and there was someone else in the room you didn't see at the time. Essentially, she was the only survivor of the people who were playing the game. Fast forward present day, she's an old woman. They're making it look like maybe dementia, maybe Alzheimer's, maybe. And she's being taken care of by her granddaughter. So granddaughter's taking care of her. You don't know what happened to the granddaughter's mom just yet. And at one point, Lynn Shay asks the granddaughter to get her a mirror. And she tells her exactly where it was, in a trunk in the attic. And granddaughter goes up there. And inside this trunk, of course, is the Midnight Man game wrapped up in a box. Now, the daughter Alex, the granddaughter Alex, a friend Miles shows up, who's a more emo Edward Furlong, but for whatever that's worth. And they open the game, and then when Shay comes up and she sees they open the game, and she screams in horror, "Oh my God, you opened the game!" And then she collapses. So this is where you start thinking, like, wait, you made her go to the trunk with the game? Why you sent to that one trunk? But then you scream when she opens it, so you don't know quite what's happening with that. So the doctor comes, and a friend or another doctor, I think two doctors, they're both doctors, but one of them is Robert England. So yeah, I am a huge mark for Robert England. I love Robert England. I think you can see my Freddy figures behind me. The one is signed. Give Freddy a hug. Awesome. And even though he's somebody I have an autograph of already, if I would love to meet him. Who knows? Monster Mania has been killing it. Now it is. They might as well throw him on the roster. But so he comes. They put the daughter back down. But more importantly, they start playing the game, right? That they found. And in the game, initially, it's not killing anyone. It's just making them see things that aren't really there. In one case, the kid feels like his skull's being crushed. In another one, the girl thinks she's dripping blood in the tub. Okay, so keep going. A friend of theirs shows up who they invited before they were playing the game. And she just knows all about the Midnight Man. And she's like the expert in this stuff. Like, oh no, it's cold, he's here, or this is here. So she's like, Creel, you need my help, I gotta play the game too. So she puts her blood on the sheet and they go forward. And that's another thing, by the way. In this 50-year-old box, or 70-year-old box, they yank out the sheet covered in blood, the blood thumbprints of everyone who played, and they're all bright red. I don't know if the people who made the movie know anything about blood drying and aging over 70 freaking years. It's not going to be bright red. But that aside. So they indoctrinate her into the game. And then all of a sudden, she goes from, I'm here to help, I'm in the game, to she's the one who's skeptical about this. Oh no, maybe it's not real, maybe it's this. And then she goes to the one who's being screwed over. Because her candle, you gotta keep the candles on, so sort of like Lights Out, I mentioned Lights Out, kind of like Lights Out. Lights Out meets Knucklebones, maybe a shade of Bye-Bye, and something else that don't make sense. So when she's in the room, I'm like, oh no, you gotta get in a salt circle. Salt circle, cool, I'm down with that. You see that in a lot of things. We'll go find another candle. Invariably, there are no other candles we found. But the problem is, while the friends in the other room, like, they're not really looking for a candle. First, they're making out a little bit. Then Robert Englund shows up and is telling them about this house and how Lin Shaye apparently, for generations now, since she played the game, has been feeding people to the game. So, yeah, she's responsible for for her own daughter's death. Which, that's when you go, wait a second. If that's the case, then why did she fake collapse and bring the doctors in the first place when they didn't have to do that and then give more information? So you're trying to process it. And even more so if you're arguing that, no, as a little girl, when she was 5, or maybe I guess 10, and she was so scarred from the game, how did she then go and have a successful life? Which she got married, obviously had a child, Christopher, no. You gotta, you know what happened? I don't know how many writers this movie had. It's like one of those things like, hey, you write part of it, I'll write part of it, and then we'll read what each other said. Because there's so many contradictions in it, like, that don't make sense, that go together. She wouldn't have collapsed. She would not have collapsed if she knew she was rolling them to their deaths. Right? There's no reason for that. There's no benefit for that. If anything, that gave Robert Englund a chance to give him a heads up. But so continue. So the one friend's dead. She got killed by a bunny, or the bunny made her kill herself, which, I don't know, weird thing. Apparently she killed the bunny when she was younger, and the bunny got mad. So was it Night of the Rupus? Is it Donnie Darko? Either way, she's out of the picture, so kudos of her help. Not a lot of her help, she was. So the Bye-Bye Man also cheated. He spilled water to get rid of the salt circle, which is you expect. And Robert Englund did tell them that he cheats. Okay, he's an evil entity trying to kill you, who doesn't really look like, he looks like an average guy. He does kind of a Bye-Bye Man-esque, or, maybe like a Dr. Decker from Nightbreed with a hood on, sort of, and a little skeleton underneath. So it's a decent look as a creature, but sort of nothing original whatsoever. I'd still buy the figure if they made one, but that's me. So, they're up in the attic. Robert Englund is like, we gotta destroy the game, which really doesn't make sense to say, because he's been invoked. It's not like there's cherished pieces. It's not like in Knucklebones, which was like anything that's ever saying Knucklebones references, right? But then he goes, no, I don't need to be in the circle. I'm not in the game. He can't hurt me. But then Lin Shaye shows up, and Lin Shaye beats Robert Englund to death. Now, I am very protective of Robert Englund. He is my character. To me, he's my horror icon. I mean, who isn't? But I've seen him die in other movies, and they're noble deaths, I suppose. When he gets, the end of, doesn't he, I'm trying to think, he might even still be alive at the end. Yeah, he's still alive at the end of, oh, damn, the Resurrection Ronin one, Behind the Mask. But, the manga, or, like, when he got killed in the Funhouse movie. Not fun, not with Owen Gunther. The Funhouse Massacre, like, by the Harley Quinn looking chick. Okay, he got killed. I'm down with it. But Lin Shaye literally beat him to death. At some point, that shouldn't happen. That's just not okay by me. But then, after she does that, then they shoot her and kill her. So they had a gun. Would have been nice if they tried to save Robert Englund, but that's, neither here nor there. And then there's in the salt circle, the clocks go off. As long as they make it to 3:33, they're safe. They even stay in the circle to 4. And then the one kid gets out of the circle. And then he goes over to Robert Englund, and then he sees Robert Englund's watch is 3:30, and then they show how the Midnight Man changed all the clocks around. And they're like, no, and then the flashback to, no, he cheats, yada, yada. And then that kid got his freaking head punched through, essentially. And then the Midnight Man walked over to the girl, And you can't. I assume she's dead. They didn't really say. She was still in the circle, so technically couldn't have touched her. But the way this movie made up shit doesn't matter. So they give you the epilogue. They even tell you the epilogue. And in the epilogue, they show the game all packaged up on a table. And one of the younger doctors is there with his son. And his son's like, hey, how do you know these people? It's like, oh, tragedy, son, tragedy. The son picks up a random box off a table of a home that he has no connection to. Wrapped up, mind you. Goes to the father. Hey, Dad, can I take this? The father grabs the box, lifts it, shakes it. Great, there's a bunch of stuff inside. Doesn't look in the box. Yeah, sure, I don't see why not, son, sure. One, you're stealing. Two, how do you know it's not something dangerous or medicine or all that? And then you just see this kid going, oh, I hope it's a game. I had to do this review. I don't want to call it a rant because it's not, because it wasn't House of October Bill 2. That wasn't Midnight, wasn't Bye Bye Man in that regard. But what it was super freaking disappointing because there's a preview I saw and I kept waiting for this. And I didn't even realize it was out on video on demand. I actually asked Joe Magna, Three Guys at Horror, hey, you've seen the preview, what do you think of it? And they recently looked up on, I guess, on the show, and it was scheduled to have come out in 2016. And, like, it didn't. At least I don't believe it did. It came out recently. But still, it's such a disappointment. You have Robert Englund, who's just freaking the man. Like, when he showed up in the house the second time around, cool scene. You know, like, but every character completely changed who they were. With the exception of Alex, the main granddaughter, and the emo boyfriend. But there wasn't anything solid to begin with either of them anyway. But the friend changed from, oh, I know about the Reginald, I'll help you, to, oh, this might not be true, to, oh, I'm the vulnerable victim, help me now. Rin Shay went from dementia, Alzheimer's, to dangerous, to really dangerous, to maybe not dangerous at all. And then this creature entity went from, I need to follow a set of rules, to, the rules don't really matter, to, you're going to die. And that's not even telling you how her brother died in the first one. In the very beginning, he ran outside the house, and this creature just enveloped him and exploded the body. So this Midnight Man guy is insanely OP'd, you know, like overpowered. Like, and he could just do that, but salt circles give him trouble sometimes. So I really think that's what happened. I think two people sat down, I'll write half, you write half, and then they jumbled things together. We're like, oh, I like what you got. There's not much continuity. And I realized it's freaking almost 13 minutes, and I can't believe I'm going to tell you this about something with Robert Englund. Just friends. Friends don't let friends see Midnight Man. Okay? The best thing I'll say about it is it's not the Bye Bye Man. Like, that's it. It's not the Bye Bye Man. It's the Bye Bye Man was bad. This isn't as bad as the Bye Bye Man. But I'd even watch Knucklebones again before I'd watch this. But, folks, let me know if I'm wrong. Did you watch this? Did you think it's a great movie and I'm freaking out of my mind? I've been told I've been out of my mind before. It's possible. I don't think it's true with this one, but I am curious to see what you think. So, as always, thanks for checking my video. Like if you like it. Don't like it if you don't like it. And I don't know, if you do like what you see, why don't you subscribe? Have a great one, everybody.